Gutterball!
Welcome, everybody, to frame number 3 of the Gutterball podcast. This is one of your hosts, Paul. I'm here with Jackson and Brandon. We're going to be ripping it off this week for y'all, all right? So, first thing I want to talk about is the Patreon update before I forget. So, as you probably noticed in our overlay down here, we have a patreon.com/Gutterball. That is eventually going to be live. We haven't posted anything on there, but you've probably noticed in the first 2 episodes, there's a couple, if you're watching the video version, there's a couple parts where it's cut out. There's some stuff missing. Well, that's on purpose because there's some spicier content that YouTube might not be happy with that we have cut out, and we are going to eventually be uploading to Patreon for a small subscription fee. We're not even sure how much it's going to be or if it's even going to cost anything at all yet. But we will update you on the coming episodes in the next couple of weeks on where we're at with that. And yeah. So anyways, how are both of you guys doing?
Good.
Fantastic. We are sitting here on a Thursday of July. It's great. The weather's great, good energy today.
Is the weather good for you right now?
It's all right for me. It was nice all day. It was pretty humid.
For me, it's really humid.
Yes.
It's like 75% humidity. It's really gross for me right now, actually. But it's nice, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's even humid down here for me today, which is like not as common.
Cool.
Yeah.
Sick.
So, how was everybody's 4th? Everyone wants to know, how was Gutterball's 4th?
4th of July, eh?
How did we celebrate Independence Day?
Well, I went up north to where Jackson and Haller live, where I'm from, and I spent time with my family, not on the 4th of July, but on the Saturday, Sunday before the Monday. I actually ended up spending my actual 4th of July in the cities here, but we had a good time. We launched off fireworks at my brother's cabin. We went out on his new pontoon, tested out his new hot tub up there. It was pretty sweet. I will let you guys go with your 4th of July stories, because I would like to wrap up this topic with 2 things that were interesting that happened on the 4th of July in my area. So go ahead, Haller. Or Brandon, I should say.
I didn't do anything. Weather was super shitty. It was crazy foggy. My city canceled our fireworks, postponed it to some other day. I wasn't going to go see them anyway. I could care less about that shit.
Yeah.
Fireworks
aren't fun to watch.
I shouldn't say that.
Like, off, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. I do enjoy going to the fireworks. This year I just was like kind of whatever about it. But yeah, I didn't do anything.
For sure. How about you, Jackson?
My 4th was pretty good. Really, it was on the weekend as well. Lots of fucking around, lots of shenanigans. Terrorizing a neighborhood near my home. Putting firecrackers in their mailboxes and whatnot. And then to top this off, we were so there's like a big rock ledge near my home. We were out there and my buddy lit a firecracker and it dropped down his croc and he literally had to fling it off of his foot, and it went down right off the rock ledge. So while he was getting that, while we had another person go and get his shoe because he couldn't get his shoe back, we were constantly throwing fireworks at the person trying to get the shoe and just fucking with them. It was a good time though. Really good 4th.
Oh yeah, man. Sounds like a good time. Yeah, so my 4th of July was kind of like the actual 4th of July day, the Monday when I got back into town, was pretty spicy. So let's see. I'll talk about the first thing that happened. So on Monday night, 4th of July, it was like, it was the 4th of July. There are fireworks. I live in Minneapolis. It's a big metro city. There's a lot of fireworks going off like all day, pretty much all evening, constantly. Pops, bangs, and cracks, all that types of shit. And I'm literally seeing fireworks shows everywhere outside. But where I live is next to like a elementary school and like public park. And so I typically bring my dog on walks over there. And it was like I tried to take him out around 8 o'clock and he hates fireworks. My dog just immediately went back inside. He was like, nope, not going outside. So I waited till like 11-ish when things kind of started quieting down a bit. So I thought, and I go outside and I still hear some distant pops, but nothing crazy. The dog seems okay. So we start walking into the park. And what do I see in the public park? I see 3 or 4 fucking assholes with Roman candles or some type of fountains, and they're shooting each other with them. It's like 11 o'clock at night on the 4th, mind you. They're shooting them at the elementary school. They literally have like a fountain going off underneath like the atrium entry area of the school, just in front of the windows, just shooting sparks everywhere. They're shooting Roman candles at the windows and shit. And I was like, well, I ain't fucking going towards those guys. So I start going the other way, and just Dexter, my dog, was just not having it. Like, he wanted to leave. So I'm like, just piss, let's go. So we go back inside, and I didn't really think anything of it. Wake up the next morning and check the news on my phone, go through the news feed, and what's the first thing I see? People terrorizing Minneapolis on the 4th of July. And I've literally like watched videos, and this happened here in our city. People are like driving down the road in SUVs, bro, with Roman candles out their window, just firing them at people and at each other. There were people shooting fireworks at police stations, at people's cars as they drove by. Like, it was like,
dude.
It sounded like a war zone outside. Like, and I'm not used to the city yet, like being here with all the fireworks and shit going off. But I was like, holy shit, man! Like, it was like there were no cops to be seen. These kids are literally just like setting shit on fire outside that elementary school, like glass and all types of shit, dude. And just like no one's doing it. They were there for hours, man, doing it. And I was like, all right. Another thing I read that morning, though, is around 11:30 when I went outside, I look at a news article. 7 people were shot, 3 or 4 of them in critical condition, not 6 blocks from where I live around that time. The cops showed up at 11:30 when that shooting happened.
No shit.
Yeah, so like it was 6 6 to 7 blocks. It's so it was the shooting took place at Boom Island, which is like a park and a small island that's in the Mississippi River. So like the park's on the side of the Mississippi River, and then there's like a little island off. It's called Boom Island. And I guess people were out on it's a tiny ass island, like not big, like not even half the size of a soccer field or anything like that. It's super, super small.
Yeah.
And I guess there were people out on there, I didn't think of this, lighting off fireworks. I'm like, oh, it's a cool place to light off fireworks right over the water. It's safe. Well, it turns out some guy just showed up and shot 7 people that were on that island with a handgun, just unloaded. And, they don't even have a suspect yet or anything. And then like this just gets me thinking. I'm like, fuck, man. With like the police not doing anything in Minneapolis now, and with the firework fucking shit show. What's up?
It's not even the police not doing anything. It's that they won't let them do anything, and they're too scared to do anything because they're gonna go to jail.
Yeah,
that's what their fear.
Exactly.
That's the problem.
Yeah. And Continue. That's what I basically meant. Thank you for clarifying that. But yeah, like. So between all that and then this shooting that's happening, dude, like, I don't own a handgun, and I've always wanted to get my conceal and carry, and I'm like now heavily thinking about it. Like, I'm thinking about, instead of buying that electric scooter I wanted to buy, I'm thinking about just buying a fucking handgun right now and going to take my conceal and carry class and get used to the handgun and go shoot with it, because like, Jesus Christ, dude, like 6 blocks away, 7 people got shot for like no reason. Now, mind you, that was at night in a public area. I'm typically not doing that bullshit, but you never know, man. Like, you do, and it's like, it's all, everyone says it, oh, like you'd wish you had a gun when you need one. It's like, well, I don't think personally, I can't think of a situation I've ever been in which I thought I would need a handgun or to draw one. Yeah. But it's also like, there's always that small chance that you could be in a situation where you wish you had one.
That's the thing.
And
it's that what if?
Yeah.
It's like if you were in a situation where you could have a gun or not have a gun, like I'd rather have a gun in some situations. Like, I think to me it's that simple. But
yeah, and I do have the ability to literally get my conceal and carry class for free anytime, because I think I told you about this, Haller. When I bought that Dodge Spirit RT, that project car,
I
literally get home and I start vacuuming it out like the first day I get it. And I find a phone wallet thing underneath the seat, like a whole phone wallet case with, $250 in cash in it, a dude's ID, his veteran's card. So like, dude was like in the military for the U.S., his conceal and carry permit, and his conceal and carry like class cards, like all this shit in his wallet, all his credit cards, everything.
Oh, okay.
So I look at the dude's ID and I'm like, I do not recognize this guy. This is not the dude I bought the car from. Not even the same last name, so it can't be related. So I messaged the guy I bought the car from, and he's like, oh, I have no clue who that is. And I'm like, well, how the fuck did it end up in the car you sold me, bro? And he just didn't know. So I started messaging all the people. It was not a common name at all. So there was like 3 results. So I messaged all 3 on Facebook and was like, yo, is this yours? I got no responses. Eventually, that dude that I bought the car from responds, oh, yeah, that guy came and looked at the car 2 weeks before you. He didn't end up buying it. And I'm like, oh, okay. So he's like, I'll send you his Facebook. And sure enough, it was the first guy I messaged. And the guy was like, oh my God, I thought that was long gone. Like, I had already canceled all my cards. I haven't, I was going to go get my new ID this week. He's like, holy crap, dude. Like, thank you for like grabbing that. Like, can I please come get it? Turns out he literally lived a city over for me. It's like 15 minutes. So he just drove over, came and got it. Old guy in his 60s, pulled up in a sick classic car, and he just walks up to the door and he's like, holy crap, man. Like, thank you so much. He like shook my hand. And he was like, hey, I teach conceal and carry classes. And he's like, I'll include the gun and ammo and I'll whole class for free whenever you want. And he handed me the card, and I still have the card over here. He just said, call him anytime, and he'll do a private session with me too. He'll just do it one-on-one. Yeah, for free. And I know I've just been it's been like a year. I've just been pushing it off, but I really should do that.
Yeah. What do you mean?
Yeah.
Why not? Even if you never buy a handgun, it's like it's super. The class is super easy, honestly, and especially if you're gonna do it privately with him. Like, I can't.
Yeah, it'll
just
be a
do it.
Yeah,
just like a hunting like a hunter's permit or whatever.
Oh man, hunter's
hunting
safety
license.
was so
like,
boring though.
I always wanted to get mine, even if I mean, I never did, but like, I always wanted to get one in case I ever wanted to use it. But
the classes are just dumb boring.
same thing with the conceal carry. Like, get it even if you never use it.
So yeah, when I found that guy's wallet, I was just like, man, like I had all that stuff in it. I was just like, man, like I could totally like ruin this guy's life. But then I thought of like, I've never lost my wallet or phone like that, but especially I never lost my phone and wallet at the same time and all that stuff, including cash. And I just thought like, man, like if that happened to me, I would be so bummed, so pissed, stressed out, like having to cancel all my stuff. So that's when I was like, I didn't think twice about taking the money or anything. I was just like, you know what? I'm going to give this back to this guy because I would hate if that happened to me, especially to lose it in such an obscure spot. You go look at a car, you test drive it, it probably falls out of your pocket and goes under the seat of some random dude's fucking car. Like you would never think that it fell out there, right?
No idea.
But yeah, so that's that. I'm considering getting my conceal and carry, and that's kind of why I want to get it and why I can also do the class for free. I just got to, get on it.
Yeah. Well, especially, I mean, I just feel like living in a major city. Like, I feel like, why not?
Yeah, and I would, if I were to carry, I'd get something super light and compact. Not necessarily, like, everyone's like, oh, you should have this gun, this gun. I don't want to kill somebody. I'm sure that's like most people. So it's like, I'm probably going to get something pretty mid-tier. Not weak enough where it's like a 38 and does nothing, for the most part, unless you like hit them in a vital area, but something that, maybe a 9. I definitely don't need a 45.
I can, if you want, I can point you in if you tell me like what you want, like I can point you in a good direction.
Well, I actually kind of already
recommendations.
I already kind of know what handgun I want, but this was also a handgun I held 6 years ago. I was working at Gander Outdoors when the store was opening in Duluth, and I worked in hunting mainly. Sometimes I'd help in firearms, and I know like what an average person knows about firearms, like just average stuff. And so when I was back there, obviously, I was able to take guns out of the display case and like handle them. And I didn't get to fire any of them, obviously, even though there was some already in there. I fired elsewhere. Like, I had a buddy that had this gun and I fired it. But there was a handgun in there that I just always kept looking at. And I ended up picking it up and holding it, just aiming it towards the wall, finger off the trigger, all that shit. And I'm just like, like, I really like the feel of this. And, obviously firing it's completely different. Now, I fired a lot of Glocks, like a few different versions of Glocks. I'm not a huge fan of Glocks. I don't like the boxiness of them. I'm not a terrible shot with one from when I shot them, but I don't know. I'm just not
the really, reliability.
The reliability is are they reliable, right? Isn't that what they're known for? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Glocks will never jam.
Yeah, so
all day.
The gun I took out was a two-tone gun, which is kind of why I liked it. Different colors slide than the actual grip. And it was a Ruger SR9. And they also had the Ruger SR9 compact there. So it was a full size and a compact. I really like the feel of the compact. And I feel like maybe if they still make that gun or a better version of it or something similar, I'd like
1911 is a Ruger.
Yeah, Ruger makes 1911.
SR, yeah, I think it's an SR.
I shot a 1911 a few days ago for the first time.
And the SR9 is just straight up a 9mm, just subcompact it doesn't look like a Glock. Like instead of it being squared, it's like rounded at the top, kind of like the top of a barn, kind of angled.
Um, I went trap shooting as well for the first time a couple of days ago, and that shit is extremely fun. If you've never gone trap shooting,
I have
definitely
not.
something you
Did you
should
do that
do.
with some buddies or what?
Yeah, yeah. My buddy, one of my buddies saw like the whole arm and everything, a bunch of clay pigeons and whatnot. Just a, I don't even know what shotgun it was, but good times.
Was it 12 gauge, 20 gauge? Not sure.
Not sure, no. And then he had one double-barreled one that was really cool, and he told me, and I'd believe him that it was like worth like 10 grand. It had like real gold carved into the side of it,
I bet
like a
Yeah,
decent amount of gold,
those
which is very
those
cool.
kinds of shotguns, those get easily expensive.
Hmm.
they're a wall piece at that point. You know,
Right. Yeah, yeah.
The
He
they're
boundary
like
for sure.
yeah.
they're like you keep emergency ammo, you have it on the wall. If someone breaks in, you blow them away with that.
I was honestly surprised of how well it looked,
Look
considering he
into
still shoots it.
look into Paul. You should look into like either an MMP or
MMP shield, something
uh
like that.
yeah, that
That's
or
pretty popular
the
carry weapon.
I mean they're super nice, and then or like the your buddy was saying the CZ, the P10.
CZs
I
are
obviously
awesome.
get
I would
the
love one.
P10C,
CZs are
but
expensive. That's the only thing, is they're very expensive.
not re- my P10F was before tax like 560,
Oh, okay.
580.
Never mind. I guess they're not as bad
Yeah,
as I
you
thought they
get
were.
no, you can get a 510C, which is what you would want
Yeah.
for carrying for probably 500, I would
Yeah.
think. I
When I
mean,
was
well, okay. This was pre-COVID.
okay.
So,
When I was
I have
working
no
at
idea. I
Gander,
haven't even looked at what they cost since COVID was a thing, so.
when I was working there, the only CZs we had on the shelf were like $1,000 ones, and they weren't compacts; they were like full size handguns. But
Well,
um,
not
yeah,
CZ's dope. I love my CZ. It's
I,
so it was my first handgun, and I ended up getting a Glock 45 for my conceal carry, and I kind of wish because I wanted another CZ, but I was like, fuck, I already have the full, and so I was like, if I get a Glock, I'll get the smaller one. But I kind of wish I had a P10C
compact
with
CZ, yeah,
just
it'd be cool.
the compact, because it shoots so good. That
Oh, I bet it
P10 is
does.
so awesome. I love it.
We'll get off handguns here shortly, but the two handguns that sold the best for conceal and carry when I worked there, which was, you know, like a short amount of time, I saw a lot of M&P shields go out that door, a lot of Glock. I always fuck up the numbers. What's the 9 mil Glock compact? Newer one.
19.
Yeah, the 19. I wanted to say 15, but I know it wasn't that. So yeah, it was a Glock 19 went out. And then the other thing was, I don't remember what it was, like the actual model, but you know, the brand Taurus, they make like revolvers and shit. There was some
Yeah.
Taurus revolver that a lot of like women bought. Like they bought the smaller Taurus revolvers to like keep in their purse and shit. Uh,
Revolvers are sick. I don't own one, but I would definitely like to at some point.
you can't get more reliable than a wheel gun from what I've heard, and the well built one
No,
at that. So
we got a buddy who owns one. I think he said it was his grandfather's or something. Well, like not super old, but it was a cool little piece. It's the only time I ever shot uh, a 6 shooter like that. That
Um,
thing was sweet.
yeah, I've never shot like how do you call it when you like keep pulling back the trigger really fast? What do
that
you is
would
that a
be
cowboy shooting?
yeah.
Because I
So
did that for the first time. That was really fun.
so that's where okay, I
Like
kind of
fanning the
understand what that is.
hammer or something
Yeah,
like that.
fanning. It's
Yeah,
called
there's
fanning
like
the
a term
hammer,
for it.
and if it's a single shot revolver, I think it's safer slash maybe they're the only ones you can do it with. I don't know. I think you can do it with double actions too, but with especially with
Yeah.
single shot revolvers. So with a single shot Jack, you have to go click, fire,
Yeah, I know. I did it
click,
with it.
Yeah.
fire, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can fan a single fire. Now a double action, since it literally like you click, boom, 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 right? I don't know.
I've never thought about it.
I
Like
don't.
what?
I'm sure
Yeah,
there's
I would
some gun
imagine it would
guy out
work.
there. I'm sure there's someone listening like, oh yeah, you
Yeah.
idiots, you can do it with a double action. Yeah,
Yeah.
sure, probably you can. I don't know, but I know because I had a single action, or I had a buddy that had a single action revolver, and I fanned his. He let me do it, and it was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
It was just a 22 revolver, like super basic.
That's what I would want to do it with. Nothing, obviously nothing crazy.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, even with the 22, I just feel like that's super sus.
Yeah, yep. It is. It's dangerous because can't you like fuck it up too? Like, can't if you fan it
Oh
wrong?
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's just I don't know. Yeah. Like I said, I don't own a revolver, so I don't really. When it comes to guns, like I don't know a ton, but the guns that I do own, I know about. You know what I mean? Just because before I bought them, I researched into them and like knew what I was getting into. So like I know quite a bit about the stuff that I own, but revolvers, I mean, honestly, I don't know a ton. As much as
Yeah,
not as much as I should, at least.
for sure. Jackson, what's this about the new Megadeth single? Have you listened to it already, or is it out yet?
Yeah, it came out. I believe it's called "We'll Be Back." Megadeth's new album coming out. I think in a couple months. It's the Sick, the Dead, and the Dying. Supposed to be based off the Good, the Bad, the Ugly. It
Oh,
kind
that's
of has
cool.
like a Western theme going on, but
That's dope.
I like the new single.
Is
A
his
lot of people
voice
said
still fucked from the throat cancer? Dave Mustaine's.
Yeah, it's not terrible. Actually, when I saw him live in Megadeth, excuse me, when I saw Megadeth live at Knotfest, last September in 2021, he sounded quite awful when he was singing. Just not sound good. Just can't blame him. Still a really good show. Still shredding the fucking guitar though. There's no problem with that. He's still
Yeah.
up there,
Hey, he didn't have
fucking
cancer in
rocking
his
out.
fingers. I damn
No,
I know
fuck no,
that.
you don't. But he actually sounded really good on this new song. And it sounds really like something they released in the '80s. Very brutal, like lyrics like "I'm gonna stomp your face in," kind of like that. Really like Megadeth, like what you want to hear Dave Mustaine
Oh,
singing.
Do you
hell
like
yeah.
do you guys like Joey Badass?
The rapper, hip hop
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah,
Oh
Uh,
I'm
yeah.
familiar.
I
Not totally into him.
I like uh I liked like one or two songs, but I also got into him like way late after his peak. I know he was huge in high school for me because he also played a concert at like UMD, which was like in my town, which is like weird, like college
Well,
campus, but
he takes his time. Like the thing is, he actually takes his time on his albums, and he's consistent. Like
yeah.
I'm not like super big into him, but like I definitely respect him as an artist. Like there's a couple songs I like, but from him. But only reason I asked is because I just saw today that he's got a new album coming out in like a couple days, I believe. But there's a couple singles out for it, and there's one of the singles that you guys should listen to. Super good song. I fucked with it a lot. Sounds like old school Joey Badass, like 1999. That album. So
Okay.
like it sounds cool. I'm excited to see what
Speaking
the
of
rest will be.
new releases, Bones just had an album drop last night.
I listened to that today actually.
Yeah,
I,
it's
I haven't listened to it yet.
very the cover's very hillbilly. Seems like kind of like even a little bit of a country album, which is kind
It's
of what we were
interesting.
expecting.
Did you I
Yes.
sent you a link to one of the songs on
Yeah, you sent it to me,
that
right?
album.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna listen to it and also watch the RoboCop video game trailer you sent me. Fuck, I wish we could group watch that right now, but
Yeah, that was announced today. Oh,
That'd be
dude, a
fun. That
RoboCop
actually
game.
just
It
sounds
looks like
sick.
it's gonna be cancer, but like if you watch the trailer, it looks like it's gonna be the right good amount of cancer. You know what I
do they
mean?
really think it's gonna sell well? Like I
No,
don't...
no, no, no. Because I looked at who's developing it, and I don't remember who it was, and so that's not a good sign.
Right.
When I saw who was developing it,
Or it could be one of those diamonds in the rough where it's a game from a shitly known studio that just like hits
yeah.
it big. But I don't know about that. The
But they
RoboCop
also
game.
announced a Terminator survival game today, I think, something like that.
That might be
But
fun.
Gotcha.
Well, the
you
thing
guys should
about
see that trailer for the
thing about RoboCop
RoboCop.
is
Yeah, we'll
when
watch
did
it
the
right after
last
the
one come
show.
out? Like 20 fucking 16 or something like that? It's
And
Movie?
been a
that movie
while.
was
Yeah, the
off.
movie.
That
The
movie
It
was
was a
pretty
remake. I
bad.
terrible.
never
Yeah.
saw it. I
The
didn't
only
bother
part
seeing
that
it.
was good is when they took off his uniform and he was just the lung. Like that was funny. Like that was
Yeah, that
hilarious.
was a
But he's
pretty
just the
funny part.
lung
It's just the
breathing.
head with the
I
lung.
don't
Yeah,
even know what you're talking
That's
about.
the only
The
good
original.
scene
original's
in that
classic,
movie.
though. I actually like the original a lot. Like,
It's a good
Do
movie.
you
kind of
think
a
there's gonna
slept
be
on
like?
movie, I
You
feel
think there's
like.
gonna be a DLC in this game, like that dude's film project where you can just shoot people's dicks off in this RoboCop game, and that's all you do.
God.
That's literally all I fucking thought about watching that trailer. I'm not gonna lie.
Mhm.
Okay, just right now, Paul, on your phone or something, just watch a little bit of that trailer, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. I thought of that video the whole time watching that trailer, and I hope to God that that is a real feature because
We'll
it may be possible.
we'll watch it after the show, but I will say this right now. Everybody out there, if you haven't seen RoboCop remake in Pioneer State on YouTube, 18 plus, not safe for work, go watch it. Some guy, I think it was for like his film class, or like he was graduating film school, so that was like his final project supposedly, and basically edits a scene in the RoboCop movie, and he's just shooting off people's dicks. Like there's a bunch of criminals and rapists and
It's super
thugs,
good.
and he just starts blowing dicks off. Like
It's
it's
really
pretty funny.
well done.
Very
Very,
well
very
done.
well done.
Like this guy, I hope he graduated with an A because it was very good. Like it had me,
Phenomenally done.
it had
Phenomenally
me,
done.
it had me believing that that was a real part in the movie that I just
Mhm.
forgot about in my subconscious. That's how like well it fit in.
It was a fever dream of a scene.
Yeah, dude, I couldn't believe it.
It's a classic. It really is. That's something like I will probably go back to till the day I die.
Yeah,
That's a if I
Classic
find out
YouTube
somebody's
video.
never seen that, I bring it up.
yeah.
right
There's
away.
always those there's always those classic YouTube videos, man. Like the ones that you'll never forget and that you'll always go like, oh wait, like you'll just be sitting one day bored and then you'll just think of, dude, what was that video called? And then you'll go down this rabbit hole and you'll find it and you'll be like, yeah,
Yep.
that was funny
Mhm.
shit. You know?
Or it's not funny at all, and you're like, "Fuck,
Fuck.
Like,
I was
fuck, I was
a
an idiot.
moron."
I'm a
Mhm.
dumbass.
Yeah. Or isn't it even worse? Like when you find something you think it's hilarious, and you try showing it to your friends, and it doesn't come off well, and they're
No.
just kind of, especially like when like the punchline hits or whatever you thought was funny happens, and like
Yeah.
there's no laughing, and they're just
Yeah.
you look at them and they're like waiting for it to happen. You're like, son of a
Mhm.
bitch.
That's why,
It's
man,
happened.
when I was in high school, that's how I felt with Filthy Frank, bro. I started showing it to some of my friends, and like most of my
Mhm.
friends thought it was like pretty spicy, funny stuff, and it was at the
Yeah.
time. And then there was a couple friends, man, that were just like, "What the like?" They didn't laugh. Like, "What the fuck is this? This is weird." And then that's when I just like after that started happening, I just stopped showing it to people. I was like, "I'll just keep this to
I'm
myself. It's my dirty pleasure."
That happened
like,
to
Filthy Frank.
with my boy Tyler. Shout out to Tyler. I showed him that one day when we were at elementary school, and he was not having it.
He
Not at
didn't
all.
like it.
No.
Like, which one did you show him? Did you show him Rat Chef when he's pulling the fucking
And
mice out of the
I
garbage and like
see.
downtown
I
New
don't even
York?
know if that was out during when I was watching that. I remember
Probably
I
not. That
showed
was a
him
newer one.
for sure, like the ones with him just hitting himself with the belt, or he's about to say the N word.
Oh no!
Like how he's going. That one's pretty good. Or the high school survival guide is also pretty funny.
My go-to to show people was High School Survival Guide's good. My go-to to show people was noise complaints. When it's like him and Dade, and Dade's spitting up chocolate and he's beating him with the belt, and they're all
Yeah.
screaming. I hate
Yeah,
those.
that's the one I think I showed him. Yeah. I like that
You
one.
didn't like that? You didn't like the
No.
Hershey's Kiss guy puking chocolate on himself?
No, he didn't like it. Salamander Man.
I never watched
Salamander,
Filthy
man.
Frank.
Yeah, it's I don't know.
Like-
The thing about it is you go back and watch them, some of them are still funny to me, but it's
Right.
almost like you had to be there in that point.
Right?
time.
Exactly.
Like it
And-
was such a weird YouTube subculture then. Like H3H3 was spicy, iDubbbz was
Mhm.
spicy, Filthy
John
Frank,
Tron,
Max Mofo, and
um,
like some of them all collabed. It was just such a weird, it was a very good
iDubbbz.
time on
It
YouTube.
was like I think arguably that was the end of YouTube right there. Is after
yeah.
Filthy Frank and these like H3H3 became like PC. That was the peak, and then it's done. That's that. No more YouTube.
Because YouTube
Was that the
went
same?
PC.
Was that the same time as like the whole iDubbbz becoming fucking way censored down? Like dumbed
Yeah,
down
yeah.
and
So
shit?
Yeah. He
basically
stopped
what
doing bad
happened-
unboxings.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
did that shitty series that nobody fucking liked, whatever it's called. What's in the box?
Yeah. Basically, what happened, Howler, was like Filthy Frank, and I think a lot of them knew this, not just him, were like, oh shit, YouTube's going to update their terms and conditions. Like, they're just getting stricter and stricter. Like, they're striking my videos for this, striking it for that. And so with Filthy Frank, he was lucky because he had a side thing he was working on, which was Joji. Like, he was releasing music for some time while he was Filthy Frank doing that music. And for
As
a
far
while,
as-
people didn't even know that was him until he released an album cover once with his face on it. And they're like, oh shit. But so he kind of just, Filthy Frank, like, he announced that like he was done and like he was going to move on to his other projects he wanted to work on. Filthy Frank channels, both of them, the old one, Disaster Music, and then the actual one, Filthy Frank TV, are both still up, but a lot of the stuff has been taken down. And whether they're going to stay up forever, I don't know, because eventually once he gets 3 strikes, you know, it might be done. But around that time is when iDubbbz was like, well, fuck, what do? I don't have a side thing. Let's just do different YouTube videos. And the H3H3, he just turned it into a podcast or a talk show.
And became a little bitch. But also what happened during that time is YouTube got a whole new CEO or something like that. And this woman came in. I can't remember her name.
Wojcicki.
Yes, she's the one that was really like, oh no, more of this. It's all gone. And that was the end of the era. But yeah, if you weren't there to see Filthy Frank and you go back and watch it now, I'd see that as a bit of a struggle. But for people who watch Filthy Frank when it was at the peak, and then you see Joji, it's quite a shock when you're like, holy shit. There's a funny post. I don't like Jimmy Fallon. I think he's a bitch. I'm not a fan.
Jimmy Fallon.
But
it's fucking annoying.
Jimmy Fallon
It's back in the day face too. I don't care.
Fuck
you.
Back in the day, he put on Filthy Frank's.
I'm gonna make it my goal
album
to get big enough from this podcast alone, just to meet Jimmy Fallon, just to say you're fucking annoying.
I'm gonna go fuck himself.
And if I got canceled because of that, if I had all my money taken away, I think it'd be kind of worth it.
Yeah, so too.
Not really, probably not. That's stupid. But fuck Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah.
Seriously though.
Now,
I don't like any of the late night. The only late night guy I cared for was Conan. Like, I think Conan's funny. But even then, I never watched his late night show. I was never a late night show person.
Conan was good. Jay Leno and Conan were like maybe the only. Jay Leno and Conan were the only two I stood by. Now, I didn't really watch either of them at all ever. But outside of their shows, as people and comedians, I thought they were hilarious. Like Jay Leno, I love that car show. He might even still do. That one was dope. Like, that was a dope car show. Because he's like into classic cars and like.
What about that? Fuck, what's it called? Comedians. Or Coffee, Comedians, Cars, something like that.
Seinfeld, with Jerry Seinfeld, yeah.
That's Seinfeld.
Comedians in Cars.
I haven't watched it on my own, but like that's actually when it was coming out. I don't know if they're still doing new episodes of that, but like my dad was into that show, and anytime he would watch it, and I would go by in passing, I'd end up watching like the rest of the episode of whatever he was watching, just because it's good stuff. I like Seinfeld. I actually never watched the regular Seinfeld show until probably 2 or 3 years ago, something like that. Even maybe more recently than that. I don't remember, but I get it. It is really good. I enjoyed it. I've only gotten like probably 2 or 3 seasons in, but what I've seen, I've slowed way down, but that's a good stuff. I like Curb Your Enthusiasm. That's good shit.
Good. I got into that show way late, and I haven't seen seen much of it.
Good.
But Destiny likes it, and that show, like, I like it a lot. I just haven't sat down and watched it.
It's kind of like
I love Seinfeld.
If Larry David was like uncensored and kind of just played all his characters at once, pretty much.
Yeah,
like how I kind of see it.
I've seen it a couple times.
I also feel like it was. To me, it feels like It's Always Sunny before It's Always Sunny, just with the
it did come out before
that sense of humor and like just kind of cringy, like uncomfortable humor in a way, and I love it. It's great.
Yeah.
Stranger Things. Do you guys watch Stranger Things?
Yeah, I just finished.
I
just finished.
That's one of those shows that like I would normally hate because it's so overrated, but it is really actually.
Yeah, see, I didn't.
It just seems overrated to me, man.
Dude, okay, I
didn't like season 3. I didn't care for it. I thought it was okay. I loved season 4. Season 4 was awesome. Part 1 and part 2.
Yeah, so I've seen all the way up to the end of season 4 now. Watched it all. Just
Oh, you
as
are
of
caught
like,
up?
yeah, like just as of like 2 nights
Okay.
ago. And
Cool.
I differ in opinion. I actually thought season 3 was better than 4, but I thought 4 was a very close second. Like 4 had a really cool, I don't know. I liked the characters they introduced and how it was written and how it was done. So I really like.
I
Stranger
only
Things.
saw season 3 the one time when it aired. Like before that season came out, I watched season 1 and 2 probably 1 or 2 times, maybe even 3 times because I liked it a lot. I think by the time season 3 came out, I was kind of burnt out. Maybe that's why I kind of was kind of whatever about it. I do got to rewatch it, but I loved season 4. I liked it a lot
Man,
actually.
I watched the first episode. I tried, and I didn't enjoy it, and I don't
When
know
that
what it is. I
when it
think
came out,
partly it feels like it's on me because I think just really what I don't like is I don't like children acting.
it's
I don't
dude,
like kids acting.
when it came out
Just can't take 'em
initially, I didn't
seriously.
get into it right away. I didn't buy into the
Well, I know
hype.
I vibed into it right when it came out. Like I was like, "Fuck yeah, let's go! I'll watch this
But I
shit."
watched the first episode or tried watching the first episode like twice and I could never finish it. And finally when I finished the first episode, I made myself finish the second episode. After that, it was game over. It's a great show.
I do like Winona Ryder, and just like
Top
some
tier.
good supporting acts. I can't remember who plays
Oh,
Hopper.
dude.
What
David
is his name?
Harbour.
David Harbour. Yeah.
The kids end up growing up. They're not annoying. They're all sick. Like the writing is fantastic. The characters are awesome. Like I love I could geek out about that one. Like I'm not like super like fangirl about it, but like that's a good one for sure.
Yeah,
That's one
I know what you
that.
mean by the overhype. Definitely overhyped in a way,
Yeah.
but it's a good show. Like I don't hate it, and I like it. And I
It's
watch.
original. There's nothing else like it, and that's why I think I like it so much.
Yeah,
Like Dungeons and Dragons is sick. I love the set pieces are awesome. I think the soundtrack. I mean, a lot of people were
Vecna's
bashing the
spooky, dude.
soundtrack for the makeup. His makeup design was. It's a good show.
Yeah,
It's a
it's
good
great.
one.
Yeah.
I'll
Maybe
keep
you'll
Yeah,
have
the
going.
to
music.
try
You
it
like how they
again.
did Master of Puppets there?
I thought that
That was pretty
because
fun.
I hate Metallica. I can't stand them.
Metallica.
I don't like Metallica.
But that part was
Fuck
like,
Metallica.
even that part, I was like, yeah, yeah. I also
was
feel like
born in a.
Metallica in general is such a fucking a gimme. That's one of those songs
Yeah.
that they'll
Oh, it's
play, or
like.
not that song in particular, but I think of Enter the Sandman. Anywhere you go, if somebody wants shit to be quote unquote go crazy, because like the masses love that Enter the
That shit.
Sandman. That's just one of
Yeah.
those songs that no matter
Yeah.
every sporting event, every concert between sets, they'll probably play fucking Enter the Sandman at some point.
I was raised in a
I can't
Megadeth
stand 'em.
household. We don't listen to Metallica.
Fuck
Paul
off.
somehow broke out
Honestly,
of
I don't
that.
even like Megadeth. I'm not gonna lie. I'll
Oh,
just
I
say
see.
it. I wasn't
I
gonna say
fucking.
anything, but like
Yeah,
I
the
don't
older
like
brothers
Megadeth.
don't like Five Finger Death Punch either. And to be honest with you, there
I
was a
don't like
short
them either.
period. There was a short period in time when I was growing up that I liked Five Finger Death Punch. Now I go back
Oh
and
yeah,
listen to them.
I
And I'm
did
like,
too.
Well,
But-
They're horrible.
they're not good.
of
Once
like
you go
the
back and listen to them, they're not good.
like top
Their
4
first
big
3
metal
albums
bands.
were dope when they
Yeah.
came out.
Yeah.
Sorry to
Speaking of,
interrupt you, Jack.
yeah, go ahead, Jack.
No,
Jack
you're
was
good. I was
talking.
just saying there's the top 4 like big metal bands: Metallica, Megadeth, Anthrax, and Slayer. I really only like Megadeth and a little bit of Slayer out of that. Anthrax, not so much.
I don't like
Metallica.
Anthrax.
I actually tried to listen to Anthrax a couple days ago, even with their like Public Enemy
I don't
tapes,
like
and
it.
I just did not enjoy it.
I don't
Yeah,
like a lot of those. Because it's weird because I love metal, but like I don't like a lot of that
yeah.
old shit.
Speaking of like, I know how we got into Megadeth with some Stranger Things, but like other Netflix shows that I've really been liking, which I'm pretty sure are originals. You guys ever seen The Umbrella Academy? Season 3 came out not too long ago.
No.
I watched the first couple episodes.
So I
but
know Haller.
I
you're
watched
not...
The Boys.
Yeah, I know
I
you
don't
like The
watch
Boys.
Umbrella Academy.
Yeah,
Isn't
I
it
haven't seen The
bootleg
Boys,
X-Men?
but I've seen
The Boys
it's...
is so. I'm waiting
Yeah.
for season 3 to be done, like releasing to watch season 3. I'm so excited.
Yeah, so basically an Umbrella Academy, it's basically X-Men, like essentially is what it is, kind of like X-Men, but it's really sick.
Is it based off any comics or anything, or is it
No, I
just
think it's like all original.
original?
I don't know. I mean, not
That's
any
cool.
comics I
I
know of, but
think it was a comic
and
though. I'm pretty
and
sure it
like
was.
a lot of them have like abilities you don't normally see. Like yeah, there's a like, your regular really strong guy, but like
Yeah, sure.
there's also like one of the chicks I think is super cool. She can go in your ear and say I heard a rumor that, and then like you froze and like you can't move until she like
Mm.
says you can. Like she can mind control
Weird.
you if she says that. So it's like really like I heard a rumor that you're gonna hit yourself in the head with that bat, and then you fucking can't control yourself and you do it. Like it's fucked up.
Damn.
And
Kind of like the
so
Watch The
God
Boys,
touch.
dude.
yeah, I know I need
Watch
to watch
The
it.
Boys.
I
It's
will say
so
this about
good.
Umbrella Academy: it's more family friendly than The Boys, but it's also like
Oh, it is.
it has some dark. It gets dark. Like it has some dark
The
moments.
Boys is very The Boys is very graphic.
Yeah, I know. That's why I was
It's
saying
great.
comparing the two is kind of tough because
I
they're
I didn't know that.
very
I mean,
different shows.
I guess I didn't think it was going to be graphic, but
Yeah.
not that it has to be graphic. I'm fine with it not being graphic, but
So
The
yeah,
Boys has that shock
yeah,
factor
yeah.
where like you don't realize how graphic that show is until something kind of like Game of Thrones. I know you don't. I don't think you said you guys have ever seen it, but
No, once I heard the ending
there's
was
not
bad, I
like
never watched.
yeah. We'll get into that another time. I don't want to
Yeah,
talk about it,
let's
but
not. Yeah.
fucking like there's not a lot of action in that show, but when it happens, it's brutal and it's awesome. It's sick.
Yeah, for sure, man. But I just wanted to say, like, I just started season 3 of Umbrella Academy, even though it came out like I don't know a couple weeks ago, a month ago. So far, I'm liking it. We're like one episode in, and at this point in the show, this won't really spoil much, but they somehow accidentally jumped time like into a different universe, and they're at their same house they grew up in, but there's all different versions of them with different powers. So that gives you guys a little taste of what you're looking
Really?
at. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, yeah. Pretty
Huh.
interesting. So, it's pretty good so far. I enjoy that show. If you haven't watched Umbrella Academy, check it out on Netflix. They are not.
I'm in
This is
the
not. They're not sponsoring. Please sponsor us.
I'm in the business of wrapping up Preacher. Got a couple
I haven't
episodes left
watched
in
that.
that.
I've heard really good things. I need to see that.
Preacher?
Honestly,
That's a good one.
overall
I don't
right
think I finished
now,
it.
I'd say like a solid like maybe like 5 out of 10, maybe 6. The last season just didn't really get me. I liked the first few
The
ones
Preacher?
because
Of
yeah,
Preacher?
a Preacher,
Oh,
yes.
okay, so you did finish it.
No, I didn't. I have like 3 episodes left. The last
Oh,
season.
okay. But
Yeah.
yeah, I
But
agree with you though,
the
by the way.
first seasons were definitely a lot better.
I think the first season's the best season.
Yeah, I find myself. This is one of those rare moments where a show's ending and I'm not like sad about it, but I just want to fucking see, like, really just want to know what the hell is how they're gonna finish this.
Yeah. Well, I think didn't what it wanted I think Christ, I'm gonna stutter all day. Fucking I think what happened was they got canceled and so like they kind of had to wrap it up in a season type deal.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't remember how it ended, but I remember not liking it. Or I think I even skipped the last season because I knew it. And kind of like with Ash versus Evil Dead, I never bothered watching that last season because it got canned. And I was like,
Mm-hmm.
fuck, like I don't want to watch the ending, or like what they consider the ending, it just bums me out. So
Yeah, you guys think they should reboot like Mike?
Yes.
fuck you.
I think you should reboot
No,
that.
I don't.
Bring it
I
back.
Hear me out. If you guys have out there haven't seen Like Mike with Lil Bow Wow, pretty sure what early 2000s, right? Early 2000s
Classic
movie.
movie. It is a good movie. Probably 2001.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Classic movie, hilarious.
I do like it.
It was a good kids movie. Like I feel like if I go watch that right now, I wouldn't be disappointed. I'd be like, yeah, this holds up.
No,
That's
I
yeah.
think it holds up, but I also
Yeah,
like
Mhm.
basketball.
yeah. And
Oh, I don't even like basketball. I just like Mike.
so
It's one
would
of
they
those good, like, feel good sport movies, I guess.
yeah.
Sandlot's classic. I love Sandlot.
Sandlot. Would they reboot it with
Great
the
movie.
same characters, same age? Like, would Jesse Plemons still be the bully of Lil Bow Wow?
Hopefully.
Mhm.
There's no other way to do it. He's got that such distinct face that you just don't like.
Jesse Plemons.
That's just me.
Yeah, he looks like a shitter.
That's how it was in that movie when I was younger. I knew he was bad news. And it's one of those characters where, like, even when he becomes friends with the main character, just
You
looking
don't
at him
like
like,
him.
here, fucking fuck him.
Yeah, he's a
I
scumbag.
still don't
dude.
like you.
Like, at first
And
you
in
liked
Breaking
him in
Bad, he was
Breaking Bad.
horrible.
Yeah, he's a terrible
Fuck
human
that
being.
dude.
Yes.
Now,
'Cause
can
I
someone
watched Breaking
remind me
Bad
here?
twice, and what's that?
Now, obviously, there's going to be spoilers here, so if you haven't seen Breaking Bad,
At this point, that's
yeah,
on.
whatever.
It's an old show.
Not Jesse. Jesse Plemons' character Todd died at the end of Breaking Bad, right? Didn't Jesse choke him out?
Yeah.
Like, strangle him?
Yeah, Jesse
Mhm.
kills him. Yeah,
Okay.
I believe,
For
yeah.
some reason, I was getting things mixed up. I was thinking of El Camino when there's that big part that he's in with Jesse, you know, where he's in that house and he kills that lady, the cleaning lady or something, and like rolls her up in the rug.
I watched El Camino the one time when it came out, and I
Same.
don't
Me too.
remember it.
I liked it a lot.
I remember thinking it
Maybe I'm thinking
was
of Better
kind of
Call Saul, but I
overrated,
don't
but I
know.
liked it.
Getting all mixed up.
I didn't enjoy it. I thought it was quite unnecessary. You could have just been like, honestly, at the end of the Breaking Bad, they could have just showed Jesse going to Alaska and calling that number, and that's that. You didn't even need to
I don't think it was bad, but yeah, it was definitely like not worth
I don't know. I'm
the
so
time and money they put into it. Like it was kind of like
yeah,
it was
I
a
like-
good tie off, but it was like okay, like I could have gone
like
without seeing
that-
that, I guess.
I like that universe so much
I know you do, yeah.
that
Yeah.
I've never
I
seen
don't know.
the
I
Better
didn't-
Call Saul.
I didn't think El Camino was that bad. I just wanted to see what was going to happen to Jesse, and that I was interested in that. Yeah, I can see why
Yeah.
you wouldn't be. But then I feel like I feel like you would more so be more interested in seeing what happens to Jesse than you would Saul, though. Like it was kind
Yeah.
of a weird spinoff. Like I didn't see that coming at all.
And
but it's good.
It
I
worked
enjoy
well.
it.
I love Bob Odenkirk. I honestly think Better Call Saul gives Breaking Bad a run for its money, but
That's
we'll see
fair.
how it ends.
Depends
It's
on what kind of
very
show you like. You
See,
know?
but that's the
yeah,
thing.
right. If
or
you
I
think Breaking
we've
Bad
talked
is
about
slow,
that.
Better Call Saul is way slower than that.
Yeah, I like Breaking Bad more than Saul, just by a little bit. Saul's good.
it's one of those things where like I don't care. I never got into it just because I knew it was a prequel to Breaking Bad because I know how Breaking Bad ends. Like, I know a lot of those main characters aren't going to die because they're in
Right.
Breaking Bad type shit. You know what I mean? So like the
Yeah.
stakes aren't as high for me usually, but
Well, in this one, we still don't know what's going to happen to Saul after the events of Breaking Bad. We'll find that out.
Yeah.
Walt and
Oh, yeah,
Jesse are supposed to make an
I totally
appearance as
forgot
well.
that-
Still,
That
it takes place after Breaking Bad too, right?
yeah,
yep.
it's got those
That's
scenes,
flashbacks with his character Gene.
flash forwards more so.
Yes. And we're
Are
going to see what
those
happens to Kim
rare?
as well.
Are those not very common? Is it
They haven't even
mostly
happened
taking place
this-
before?
It's before they happened at the beginning of episodes, but they haven't even happened in the last 2 seasons. They were like the first 3. They showed a lot, and this new season we haven't seen any of him at all, as far as I know.
Just,
I
yeah,
remember.
just a little bit. Like I think you see
And it's-
one thing at the beginning
yeah.
of the season, but the
It's
thing
like
about
flashbacks.
it like Breaking Bad kind of did that, but not all the time, right? Like when like with the whole plane thing and whatever, there was like
Mhm.
that flash forward of the dude picking up like the debris and shit out of.
That was
Walter.
only that
Yeah.
one season though.
Yeah, they don't. I like that
Mhm.
though. Vince Gilligan's got an interesting
Yeah.
way of doing that.
It's the
but
same guy that does.
same guy did all 3. That
Yep.
movie
Does
El
he-
Camino, Breaking Bad, and Better Call Saul.
Is he just the writer or what's
Creator.
he
He's the
handling?
writer and writer and
Director.
director, I think. I don't know.
Yeah,
He's
he made
two
the- he
big
made
ones.
the-
He basically made.
He
them.
made them. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I don't.
So in that Like Mike reboot, do you think Beetlejuice Green would play Will Bow Wow's character instead?
Of course.
And you still
Yes.
keep Jesse Plemons as the bully, same age.
Yeah.
You cast him the same. That smug
Okay,
fuck.
yeah.
He's just being mean to
Okay.
them all the time.
We don't like Jesse Plemons here. No, I'm just kidding. Um,
Fuck Jimmy
Mhm.
Kimmel and fuck Plemons.
Jesse Plemons.
Yeah.
He's gonna show up at your birthday party. I hired him. I'm gonna see if I can get a. I'm gonna see if I can get a cameo
Cameo.
of Jesse
Mhm.
Plemons. telling you to
Jesse.
fuck off.
That'd be cool. I mean, I
That
would
would be
take
pretty
it.
awesome.
Anybody out there, get us a cameo of Jesse Plemons telling Brandon
Hit
to
him
fuck
up.
off.
Yeah.
It can't.
I'll
It can't be
happily
that
take
much.
it.
It can't be that much. If he even does
If
it.
he's even got one. I don't know. I feel like Cameo was big like when it started, and I haven't really seen anything about it since. Like, do people still do that frequently, or
Apparently they
Cameo?
do.
Bruce Buffer does it. It's like $400 for one, and he'll announce your name like you're coming out into the octagon.
it's garbage?
It's dude. If somebody got me that for my birthday, I would cream.
I
know
actually
you
just
would.
saw a YouTube post of some guy I've never seen before. But he looked really familiar and I can't remember his name. But he said he makes no money off of YouTube or Twitch and he literally makes his whole living off of Cameo. It must be pretty popular if the people are doing it. I can't remember his name.
Weird.
Some weird guy though. But
Who
if you
would
see him,
want
if you
a
saw him, you know
cameo?
who it was.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Did fucking did you guys see that shit? Obviously about about the parade shooting that happened 4th of July.
You know, I only saw the headline. I don't know any details. What happened exactly? Where was it?
Chicago. So what I saw today, what's crazy is 21-year-old kid killed as of right now. I think it's 7 people as of right now. Killed 7 people.
Whoa.
Fucking so 4th of July parade sitting up like he planned this shit all out. Like went up fire escape that was behind like a hardware store or some shit. Fucking sniping down on a parade, killed 7 people, ran off, like dressed up as a woman and escaped. And he took off all the way up to Madison. And what I read today is that he had actually came across another 4th of July parade when he went all the way up to Madison and thought about shooting that parade up too because he had extra ammo. And the only reason he didn't is because he didn't plan that one like he did the first one.
Mhm.
But yeah, they caught him and dude looks sus. I mean, they all look sus. They always end up looking sus. And
Yeah.
like, what this one annoyed me because like, his family said what they usually say is, oh, we had no idea. Like, we didn't see it. There was nothing. He was a good guy. Like, he was quiet. Like, never saw anything. But supposedly he fucking. So his dad actually ran for mayor for that town that he did it in and
Whoa.
lost to the lady who's currently the mayor of that town. But I guess within the last year or two, like cops had to be called to their house because he was threatening to kill everybody. And so they went like took his not like it's like 20 some knives or some shit away. And then they ended up giving them back to him at some point. And like just shit like that. It's like, okay, what do you mean you never saw anything
Yeah.
alarming signs? Like, what the
Yeah,
fuck
like
are you
a
talking
warning
about?
sign. Let's look for the warning signs, people.
Like, if you have to call the cops on like your own child because he's talking about murdering people, like everybody in the house or whatever. Like, I don't know the exact circumstances. Like,
It's a
come
homicidal
on.
maniac.
Like, something like he's obviously some mentally unstable of some sort. Like, fucking, I don't know. Another
Yeah.
fucked up thing to happen.
So how many people were killed?
7 that I've seen
Jesus.
so far. 7. Yeah.
Did they know what he was shooting with?
I saw that. I didn't see anything confirmed, but they were saying that it's probably an AR, which
How the fuck did they catch him now? Like up in Milwaukee, if he planned his
yeah, a
escape.
couple 100 miles up north, and from what I saw, they just pulled him over. They found the car like that they thought he was in, and they pulled him over, and he got out, hands up, and they arrested him. Have you seen what he looks like?
No, I'm
I
gonna
have
look it up.
not.
Look at what he looks like. He looks super sus. He's got like face tattoos and shit.
Was it Highland Park?
Yeah. Yep. At first, they thought it was like an 18 or 19-year-old kid, I think, but I saw it today. It's 21, I think.
Damn,
Oh, he does look sus.
a lot of the people were really old that got killed, man. There's only a couple.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, it's fucked up.
Well, what was scary is like the day it happened initially, like before there was anything confirmed, like I saw that like kids had been killed and shit. You know what I mean? Which I
Yeah.
thought like that's fucked up. I mean, not that old people need to be dying, but
Mhm.
at a parade, like could have
You know what's
been
even more fucked
much
about this?
worse.
Is this little fucking weasel is gonna get put in protective custody and is not gonna have the electric general population. I say
This
throw
is
him
what
in
he
with the
looks
fucking
like. I
sharks
saw
and
a
let him get
picture.
raped and
That's what I'm
killed.
saying. Like
I've
you look
already
at somebody
saw.
like them, and he's a little fucking dweeb. He's a
I've,
little
He'd get
twerp.
fucking destroyed in prison.
I've already seen memes of this. I didn't know what the fuck it was about. Now, like, Jesus Christ, that's not good.
Yeah.
That guy
Well, and
looks really
like
sus, dude.
it's weird. Like he put like I saw videos like he posted himself like on YouTube. I don't know if he had like a presence on YouTube or his Facebook or whatever of him doing like his own like DIY videos. Like he built his own little shed in his parents' backyard that he lived in, like a little probably 6 foot by 6 foot shack.
Mhm.
And like there's a video of him like building it and like oh, and that's another thing, like talking about how like they saw no signs that like something was like kind of off with him. Like in the videos of him like doing that shit, like he's talking to the camera, which is fine. Like if you're doing like like that's normally what you do for a YouTube video, right? But he's saying weird shit. Like he's actually talking to somebody, it feels like behind the camera. You know what I mean? Type
That's
shit.
weird.
I don't know. I'll find some links to like the shit that I saw. I'll send it to you guys. Like he's
Huh.
just but he was off. Like as soon as I saw like the way he was acting, like it reminded me of like some kids like I would have gone to school with that like right away I was like, this dude's sus. Like he would have made me uncomfortable in school for sure.
Oh, I'm just getting out of that period where I just recently graduated high school. So now all the shitheads got out of high school, and the ones we said were going to jail have all gone to jail.
Have
And it's
they?
kind of funny. You can tell. Oh yeah, fuck yeah. I can. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna name anybody, but I could name
No.
a picture at least three of them where we all said this motherfucker's going to jail, and all three of those motherfuckers are in jail right now. And it's like you can kind of tell if you're looking. You can tell who's fucking gonna be like that.
Yeah, there's a kid I
And
went to
honestly, it
school
has
with. It was
nothing to do
pretty.
with their looks usually
Well, yeah.
either.
Look, it's
It's
behavior.
usually
Yeah.
the behavior and like
Right.
usually sometimes like the way they look is kind of a secondary thing because like if you
Mhm.
Yeah.
notice like the behavior but then like the way they look, it's like okay, like yeah, like I get it. Like they just seem that way. I don't know. I'm not saying like it could have been stopped. Like
Mhm.
shit happens. Like there's really no way to I don't even know where to go, like what to do about it, but like
Yeah.
it's just fuck.
Yeah, it's fucked
I
up,
think
man.
it's a combination, a special blend, a special concoction of multiple things that makes it keep happening. You know what I mean? Obviously,
Yeah,
but we've
Yeah.
been over this, I believe,
yeah,
in
yeah.
Mostly
We've
the
covered
episode
it.
government.
one. I think.
Yeah, yeah. Episode 1 with like the mental health and gun control
Yeah,
and
it's just beating a dead horse, honestly. Even though
yeah.
like this
Right.
is only episode 3 for us, like it's a topic that's the
It's probably
topic
gonna
itself
come up
is
a
beating a
lot
dead
because
horse
it
at this
keeps
point.
happening, but we'll try not
Mhm.
to talk about it. We'll try to offer a different angle on it each time. But yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's the
I just
culture
figure
of the
like
United States now,
it's one of
man.
those things
Shootings.
it's
I
like
mean,
fuck like just with the Roe v. Wade it just happened to happen when
Yes.
like kind of around when we're recording and it's like fuck like how do we like we can't not bring it up. I feel like
Right.
at least acknowledge it and say it's
yeah.
fucked up and that dude's a piece of shit
Yep.
and a
Exactly.
scumbag.
Yep.
And I like I'm sorry like I don't when it comes to like the death penalty and all that shit like I actually did a paper on it in high school and found out that like it like actually costs more money to have the death penalty than it is to not have it, believe it or not, with
Oh
like just
yeah.
the court systems and shit.
Oh yeah. 100%.
But that being said, there are people that like so when it comes to like that, like I don't think we need to be spending more money on these criminals, but like
Mhm.
at the same time, like they just need to be some people deserve to be just put down.
Bring out the guillotine.
I know it's gruesome
You're
and
down.
brutal, but why not just
Put him
shoot
down.
people in the back of the head? A bullet's so
Yeah.
cheap.
Well,
dude.
what's
Mm.
that just goes into the whole another thing. Fucking when it's a mass shooter who's usually fucking happens to be white, they get
Mhm.
arrested, but you fucking then this other shit happened. I can't remember his name. I'm sorry, but this African American who's had like what was it like over 90 rounds shot. He had been hit with
Oh
70
yeah.
plus rounds, and he wasn't.
Whoa,
They found out
whoa.
he wasn't armed. This happened like 2-3 days ago,
I do
or a week
remember
ago,
that.
something like that. This
Mhm.
is like big time news right now. I can't. I should know
Jesus
his name, but
Christ.
it's yeah. Like people are pissed because he was unarmed, and they're investigating. Supposedly, cops thought they saw a flash go off in his car as they were pursuing him, so they thought they shot at the cops, and so that's what they're figuring out because they did find a gun in the car,
Hmm.
but like when they pursued him on foot, he didn't have a gun on him. He left it in the car, and
Hmm.
they pursued him as like 10 cops, and yeah, they all just mag dumped him pretty much, and people are
Good
pissed.
God.
Yeah, footage is gnarly. I think the reason it got big again recently actually is because what it was is they just released the body cam footage, I
Yeah.
believe.
I'm not defending the cops' actions, but you know what would not have happened if you just listened to the cop? Probably wouldn't have gotten shot,
That's
80
I mean,
times.
It's just what
I
happened in
agree
this
with that.
situation. I agree with it too. But what happened in this situation is like when one cop shoots, why do all of them feel the necessity to just also start firing? Like
See, but even like rewinding that
unless you
back,
know that
even
the
before
officers
we
are
get to that
paid them,
situation,
but
like the thing is that I think it's particularly hard for us to even like have an opinion on it is so like
Right.
when I deal with cops, I'm scared and I'm Caucasian, I'm white. I can't imagine what that feeling is with people who are of that are a minority. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Or like I'm sure like I guess I don't know. I guess I would never ask, but like I'd imagine like for them it's that fear has got to be tenfold because it seems they get the shit end of the stick as far as the simple traffic stops and stuff like that. Like I don't
yeah,
know. It's such a tense it's a whole very big tense situation, and it's like I don't know. Like I've had cops draw guns on me once, and I remember being so fucking scared. I was a child. I was super young. I was probably 10. But even now, like as an adult, like I know if I had it's just it's such a weird feeling, like that kind of adrenaline. It's so instant and it's so scary. And it's horrible. I don't know. I get it's different for everybody. Like when it happened to me, my reaction is I kind of crumpled and like in fear and like I responded to their words. I did exactly what they said, but I was so scared. Like I could easily see somebody getting that feeling and just running like
Mhm.
a fight or flight situation. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
survival. Because it is survival at the like I don't know. I can't imagine.
yeah. It's horrible, and I can't imagine that shit either.
It's just fucked up, man.
It is. I don't know. I feel like in no circumstance, in no circumstance, unless they have a weapon or an active threat, if they run away, you should not just be able to cap them, felony or not. Like,
Mhm.
or if they had a record or not, even if you could ID them before somehow. But
Yeah.
like,
I don't
or
know.
if
I
you're
don't think
after them, like,
I don't know if I
if
saw if
you
he had
knew
a
he was
record or
armed, then
not.
I
But
guess. But like, if a guy's fucking running away, like the one I didn't like was that one where that they dude stops the old man, uh, older gentleman, and then like cop tells him to stay in the car. He goes back to run his shit. Dude runs because I guess he had a bunch of like unpaid parking tickets or child support or something.
something
There was like a
stupid.
yeah, like
Mhm.
there was like something or traffic violations or something like that. And he ran away and then he was in a park and the cop followed him and the guy's old. He didn't make it far. He was already slowing down. Cop gets up to him. Dude turns around, tries to go for the cop's gun, but like barely gets near it, dude. Then turns around and runs away when he doesn't even have it, and the cop just draws his handgun and just dumps a mag into the guy's back. He's like 62 or something. He's super old. And I was like, geez, man, like he was unarmed. He was in
Well, yeah,
shorts,
he
and a
clearly,
t-shirt. And
if he was going for his gun and like was unsuccessful and ran away, like, so he's
Yeah.
clearly unarmed because like
Caught
he
up to him
ran away
once.
right
Do it
away.
again.
yeah. Why didn't he just
What
tase
happens
him
to,
in the
like,
back? I don't know.
I have to just drive him down, run him down in their car. Go. You don't have to go
Fucking
fast. 10 or 15. Just hit him.
Just sprint and shoulder check his old ass into the
Yeah.
pavement, dude. Fucking
Yeah.
break his
That's
hip.
all right. Yeah.
Like fucking yeah. I
Kill him,
mean,
Line
but
River.
again, it's easy to say sitting from a computer chair here
Yes.
talking into a mic, but yeah, I don't know. I think it goes back to number one. What I think needs to happen for sure is better training, better police training.
Oh, 100%. Yep.
That won't
And-
happen if you keep trying to defund up people. So
Well,
remember that.
no.
Think
Yeah.
about that.
That's true.
That's true. But
Um,
it's up to the
Yeah.
politicians.
And
And
just
even
like-
then, they don't care. It's whoever's going to pay them the most
yeah.
or whoever's going to help them get them
I'd honestly
their seat
believe
again
that
next election.
private militia could be even a thing. Calling some contract people.
Some
No.
mercenaries.
Yeah,
that.
mercenaries.
I did
They-
3 tours.
Possible.
Our government likes to remind us that we're a free country and we're more than able to do something like that, but that's just not
Mhm.
true. That's completely false.
Well, I was
Too
just
big
Don't
saying.
get me
now,
wrong, a
man.
lot of
Too big.
the people that like actually like group up together like that are actually crazy. But like let's say if you had a group of like level-headed people who like just felt like the need to like kind of commune together, I guess eventually like would end up being crazy. But
I
like,
mean,
let's say
that's
for
how it
sake of
happened in
argument you
Russia.
had people like an actual group of people that like were normal but like wanted to like just kind of be ready against the government, like people would still think they're crazy just because they're doing that. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Yeah.
And
100%.
it's just I don't know. The whole point like the whole point of the whole way our country started was like obviously saying fuck you to our government, like this shit ain't cool. So we revolted and then we ended up doing the shit that we were pissed off about in the first place to our own people. So
Yep.
sick. Sick, America.
Wake up,
Fucking
America.
Wake up.
Wake up.
Fucking wake up. Sick of it, America. Fucking sheeple.
Hmm.
But on a serious note, though, mental illness and guns. Those are the two takeaways from that's my opinion on the direction we need to go to get that shit starting to be fixed is a combination of the both. It's
Yeah.
not one or the other.
Yeah.
Everyone is that talks about this shit is always one or the other, and it's ride or die for them, but it's both. It's a combination of the both.
Gotcha. Well, guys, should we wrap it up?
Sounds
Feel
fair.
good about it. That went by quick. Has it
Mhm.
been a full episode already?
Yeah, hour and 13 minutes, about.
Wow. Fuck yeah. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
I'm cool. I'm feel good about it. Fucking the people, the fans, please comment below. What do you want us to talk about? We'll talk about whatever the fuck you want. You want us to actually please comment. So we don't know for sure, but we're kind of juggling the idea about having other content, maybe, who knows, on this channel. That being said, like, feel free to, because we brought up the Patreon at the beginning. We got the Instagram. We got Jack's the man here. He's running our social media feeds. fucking hit up our pages. Fucking let us know. Like, if you hate fucking Paul's hair, we'll get him to shave his head. Fucking let us know, all right?
Yeah, it's pretty bad. I know.
I'm being an asshole. I'm
Balding.
just
No,
being
I
a
get it.
prick.
It is true. It's gonna be gone soon. I'm gonna
it
not.
it was an easy shot.
Yeah, I'm gonna be bald.
Right off the
It's
bat.
happening. It's gonna happen here. I'm not
It's okay.
trying to save it. It's going.
It's okay. I committed not long ago to
Well, anyways,
me being bald. But
that was frame number 3. Tune in next week.